arrays. Okay, so we are just working on the jagged arrays. So we have seen how to declare a jagged array and how to access the values of a jagged array. To access the values of a jagged array, we discussed like the 4 different options available. One is nested for each loop. One is nested for loop. Third one, for each loop in for loop in for each loop. All nested. So like we have just been talked about all these options. Okay. So we have just been checked out all these particular options, how you can just declare, how you can use a jagged array. So where we stopped at assigning values, correct? We analyzed, but we did not do it. We discussed like assigning of the values. So assigning of the values can be done by using the second and the third loops, where inside loop is a for loop, there we can perform a value assignment. Where inside loop is a for loop, we can perform a value assignment. In the first case, inside loop is a for each loop, and the last case also inside loop is a for each loop. But in the second and the third cases, the inner loop is a for loop, and wherever we have a for loop in the inner loop, we can use it for assigning of the values. Okay, so we'll try, guys, today. Not accessing, what is our intention? Assigning values to a jagged array by using for in for each. Yeah, how to write? For each integer array I ARR in ARR. Next, for int I equal to 0, I less than I ARR dot length I plus plus. And what we want to do is assign value, right? Okay. What's our array? I ARR of I is equals to, I'm assigning I plus 1. Whatever is the I value, whatever is the I value, I'm adding 1 and assigning it now. Okay. What will be the values? Tell me. What are the values in the first row, second row, third row, fourth row? What gets assigned? Fast, yaar. What gets assigned here? If at all I say IARR of I, IARR of I means first time, first row, first cell, second cell, third cell, like this. I refers to index of the cell. Where you are? I refers to index of the cell. I plus 1 means the index of the cell plus 1 now. What is assigned in the first row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you come to second row, I is again reset to 0. So it will be 1 to 6. Third row, 1 to 8. Fourth row, 1 to 4. Can see. 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 8, and 1 to 4. Array, these two are the default values. Next, we assigned a new values here. Next, one more way you can assign the values. What is the other way? Nested for loop also. We can assign the values by using nested for loop also. How to write? Assigning values to a jagged array by using nested for. By using nested for. For I is equals to 0, I less than ARR dot get length of 0, I plus plus for int j equals to 0, j less than ARR of I dot length j plus plus, again ARR of I of j is equals to I plus 1. Now also I'm writing I plus 1. Can you guess what is assigned now? In the previous case, look at this board. I is the column indexer, row indexer. I is the column indexer, row indexer. Array column na inner loop refers to row or column. Outer loop refers to row. Inner loop refers to column. Means column index plus 1. So whatever is the column index plus 1. Column index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1 is assigned. Now in this case, I is row indexer, column indexer. I is row index. I is the row index. In that case, I is column index. Now I is means what it assigns now, row index plus 1. Okay, if the row index is 0, the first row is assigned with 1 now. Second row is assigned with 2. Third row assigned with 3. Fourth row assigned with 4. You can see. Yeah. See, here what is assigned? Column index plus 1. Here what is assigned? First row all ones, second row all twos, third row all threes, and fourth row all fours. Okay, so it basically depends upon the logic you implement over there. That's it. Okay, so fine. So this is how you work with a zagged array. So last class I taught you how to access the value, and today we discussed about how to assign the values. For accessing, we discussed there are 4 different options available. But when you try to assign the values, assignment can be done only in 2 ways, because for each loop can never be used for assigning the values. You can use only for loop for value assignment. Okay, so these are the 3 types of arrays. What are they? Day before yesterday we talked about one-dimensional. Yesterday we talked about 2-dimensional and jagged. Yesterday we talked about 2-dimensional arrays and the jagged arrays. How to use a 2-dimensional array, how to use jagged arrays. Remember, how to assign values to 1-dimensional array at the time of declaration. We already learned how to assign values to 1-dimensional array at the time of declaration. What are these? 1-dimensional? Yes or not? Is it 1-dimensional or not? ARR is equals to for a 2-dimensional also I taught you how to assign for 2-dimensional is equals to open the curly brace. Again, each row value should be in the curly brace like this. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, and then close the braces. So this is how you assign values to 2-dimensional array at the time of declaration. So this is 1-dimensional and this is 2-dimensional. Assigning values to 1-dimensional arrays at the time of declaration. Same as this, values to 2-dimensional arrays at the time of declaration. Next, assigning values to jagged arrays at the time of declaration. How do we assign values to jagged arrays at the time of declaration? Watch. How to declare a jagged array? Int, we should use double square brace. Single square brace is single dimensional array. Single square brace with a comma is two dimensional array. Double square brace is jagged array. ARR is equals to, open the curly braces. Next, again, same style. Each row under curly braces. First row. Second row. Third row. Yeah, this is a jagged array, right? But we have a small difference. It looks like two dimensional array. Array, it is looking like two dimensional. Understood? It is looking like a two dimensional array. But what we want is not a two dimensional. What we want is a jagged array. For a jagged array, a small difference is there. We should again write new int of 5, new int of 6, next new int of 8, and now new int of 4. Are you clear? So what we learned here, jagged arrays are also two dimensional only. Jagged arrays are also two dimensional only. But what is the difference? When we talked about jagged array, each row will be having different column size. When we talked about jagged array, each row will be having different column size. Okay. So that is the difference what we find out between the jagged arrays. Every row will be having different column sizes in this case. Clearer or not? Okay. Well, this is how you assign values to two-dimensional arrays and how do you assign values to jagged arrays. Point clear? Fine. These are the different types of arrays what we have. Next. Guys, remember we discussed about a concept called as implicitly typed variables. Declaring variables by using var keyword. Yes or not? The data type is identified based on the value you assign to it. Where I is equals to 100. I is an integer. Where I is equals to 34.56. I is a double. Where I is equals to hello. I is a string. Where I is equals to true. I is a boolean. Based on the value we assign, it identifies the data type. We already learned. Correct? Same way, we have a concept of implicitly typed arrays also. Means you can declare arrays also by using var keyword. You can declare arrays also by using the var keyword. How, sir? Var. Okay, watch it. How do you declare an array by using a var keyword? Var ARR is equals to look at this code. Am I specifying the data type anywhere? Am I specifying the data type anywhere? No, na. ARR is an integer array. ARR is a, why? The values what we assigned are integers here. Yes or not? ARR is a integer array. Okay, IARR is same way. Where DARR is equals to, I am writing DRR is a, will you answer today? Talk fast. DRR is a double array. String array. Understood? Actually, the declaration has a small thing here. When you're declaring, you should write like this. New of But now also, what is the use of this new of? The new of the square brace indicates this is an array. The new of square brace indicates this is an array. But now anywhere you look at it, we did not specify the data type at all. We did not specify the data type at all. So here IARR is integer array. DARR is double array. SARR is string array. Okay, now same way, look at this, where ARR is equals to new of. Look at this carefully. New of, open the curly brace, again new of, guess what is ARR? ARR is what is it? Which type here? The question is which type? Jagged integer array. It's a jagged integer array. The question is not about the dimension. The question is about the type here. What type? Integer. All are integers. But it's a zigzag order. So it is a jagged array. It's not a two dimensional, it's a jagged array. Actually, like this, we cannot declare, like this, we cannot declare two-dimensional arrays. We cannot declare two-dimensional arrays. If you want to declare two-dimensional, it should be like jagged only. Give all same column size, then it will become two-dimensional. There is no separate declaration for two-dimensional arrays. Two-dimensional array declaration, jagged array declaration, both are same. Clear? First three are one-dimensional. This is jagged. Two-dimensional also, same style of declaration. Clear, Ara? Yes or not? So this is all about arrays. This is all about arrays. Okay, so arrays. So first what we have is just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So first type of arrays are one-dimensional arrays. And this is the first program what I shown you about the one-dimensional arrays. Then I demonstrated you in the last session how does a For each loop execute, right? So for each loop, what did I say? For each iteration, one value of the array is assigned to I, where here I doesn't refer to index. I refers to the values. I refers to the values. How does the for each loop execute? And then, yeah, differences between for loop and for each loop while accessing the array values. Okay. Next, talked about the array class and explained you about how to talked about the array class and how to work with the all the members of the array class. Then the next topic is two-dimensional arrays. We learned about two-dimensional arrays here. And these arrays will store you the data in the form of rows and columns. Here we have rows and columns of data. Syntax, example how to declare it. This is about the two-dimensional example what I shown you. Okay, then assigning values to two-dimensional array at the time of its declaration. Next, jagged arrays, the syntax to declare, how to declare, and how the memory is allocated. Yeah, last day we demonstrated about all these things. And this example about a jagged array, how to declare and how to work with a jagged array. Finally, assigning values to jagged array at the time of declaration. And here we have implicitly typed arrays. They're all the implicitly typed arrays what I explained to you. First one is a integer array, string array, double array, and the last one is jagged integer array. The last one is a jagged integer. Okay, fine. Guys, the next topic, what we are going to learn right now here is, carefully observe. The next topic, what we are going to learn right now here is, it is about okay, it's about a concept called as command line arguments. It is about a concept called as command line arguments. So what are these command line arguments? What are these command line arguments? Guys, all of us, when we generally write a program, can I give some input to a program? Array, when you're writing a program, can we give some input to a program? Tell me fast. Can we give input to a program? How do we input to a program? How are we giving input to a program? If at all we want to give input to any program, what do? We go for the read line statement. We already done adding two numbers, and that day we taken input from the user. And whenever you think of giving input to the user, what do? We use a read line statement. Correct? Read line is the statement what we are using for passing an input to a program. Right? Fine. Now, read line actually is used for giving input to a program. But answer my question. Using read line, how many values can I pass as input at a time? With read line, how many values can be passed as input at a time? One only. Ray, you can pass only one value. Read line reads one value. Correct or not? You can pass only one value, and read line reads that one value. But the point to note here is, by using read line, at a time we can pass only one value. More than one, not possible. More than one, not possible. Are you getting my point or not? So with the help of read line, there is a chance of passing only one value at a point of time. More than one value, you cannot pass. If you want to pass another value, another time. Means if I want to take 10 values as input into my program, if I want to take 10 values as input to my program, what should I do? I require to use 10 read lines in my code now. I need to write 10 read lines in my code. A 10 read line statements will be required for you inside of the code. Okay, now to simplify this concept, actually, we have a concept here called as command line arguments. To simplify this, we have a concept called as command line arguments. Why use new keyword? That is a syntax, man. That is a syntax. You need to follow the syntax. No, it won't. No, Karthik. Read the notes, Lena. So difference between double and decimal size. Double is 8 bytes and decimal is 16 bytes. So not reading the notes here. Any one of you are not reading the notes. Every time I say something, you're not following it at all. You're not up to the mark. First thing I'll tell you, you're not up to the mark. Who is absent yesterday? Who is absent yesterday? Raise your hands. What is that attitude for you? Class is there, you know, na? Then why are you absent? Came here for sleeping in the hostel. Is why your parents are sending you money? Feel ashamed of it here. They're sending you money and just you're literally sucking the blood of them. And you come here and sleep. Is it why you came to Hyderabad? What is the love and affection what you're showing on your parents? You should be feeling ashamed of it. Taking money from them and you come here and sleeping, telling that I'm learning of something. And what they think is, oh, you are just working off lot. And what they're doing is sleeping in the hostels. It's not right. I'm saying from day one, I'm telling you, you're not right. You're not correct. You're not doing anything correctly. I'm telling you, read, you're not reading. If you are like this, you cannot achieve anything at all. And see, until the last 6 months, the market is different and today market is different. First know that. Last 6 months, the market is full hype. Anyone used to get off a job. It is not like that now. There are a lot of companies are firing people a lot. Remember that. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot even achieve a job. Clear? It's not like this until 6 months. Since lockdown to 6 months, the market is very good. Anyone who has a minimum basic knowledge also is to get out the job. But all those people will suffer now, will struggle now. What will they do is, they will fire the people. They'll send them out. And you learn like this, oh, come to the class or listen to the class, don't practice properly. And like this, you go to the market, you won't get a job. You can't achieve anything at all. Struggle is important here. Hard work is important. You're not doing that hard work. I say something, I said today, I ask a question, you put blank face. You're not reading. Once you go home, you should practice, you should read. If you don't practice, you don't read. What is the point of learning? What do you think? C# is just easy, or you learn of going forward, how complex it will become, you know. If you're not good in the fundamentals, you cannot understand the advanced topics. And you people are lazy, don't attend the classes properly. You're not attending the classes properly. Most of the people I'm seeing, you're not regular in the class at all. And if you're not regular in the class, what will you understand? Here, one day you miss the class, the second day class is dependent on the topic. Jagged errors are new. Yes or not? Who missed up the classes? You completely missed up jagged errors now. How will you work now? I won't teach. I won't repeat. I clearly said to you, 4 days back only I said to you, was that we have a class on Sunday. This Sunday we'll take a class. And still you are not, you did not attend the class space. That shows your attitude. You're not up to the mark. It's not enough. If you are like this, you cannot achieve anything. You may think my words are harsh, but that is fact. Going forward, you will understand how much a struggle you need to face to get a job. The situation becomes still complex. Are you clear? There is a recession in the world. The whole world has recession. Every industry will suffer a lot going forward. If you're not up to the mark, you cannot achieve a job. The situation becomes still worse going forward. Another 2-3 years, the market will be like this only. Except India, all countries are facing recession. But understand the point here. Indian funds comes from other countries only. If there is a recession there, that effect is not immediately happening in India, but this happens within a year. We will see recession market in India also. Money flow will reduce off. Here also we face the problem. Right now we are not facing, but going forward, it is guaranteed you will face this problem in India also. So if you properly work, then only companies will try to take it. If you don't do anything properly, I know I learned, I don't know anything, no one will entertain you first. No one can help you also. And up to you, yeah. Your money, you paid your life. You paid your fees now. I get my salary end of the month. Nothing loss for me. And this is not my income also. I work in a software company. I get my salary. I have rental incomes. I have all this. Nothing problem for me. Ultimately, who paid your fees? You are the sufferer. Remember. You know, one day for coming the class, you just how many hours I work? Morning 7:30 I start my classes here. Till 1 o'clock I take 3 classes. Again I just go to my company 2 to 11. 11 o'clock I come back. 11:30 I sleep. And again 7:30 I'm here. That is what hard work means. See, when you have energy, then only you should do, man. When will you do? Life, when will you achieve? You want to achieve something or just happening like that only you want to be? You should be an achiever. That's what, put that in the mind first. You should have a dream. You should have a goal. When you don't have a goal, when you don't have dreams, waste of living. The first thing, achieve something. You should have an identity. You should have an identity. I came from BCom background. I said to you already, my graduation is BCom. My post-graduation is MBA marketing. I don't know what is the computer and my academics at all. I trained more than 75,000 people in .NET throughout the world. You'll find my students. Throughout the world, you'll find my students. When you achieve something in the life, that's what. So just put that in the mind. So work hard, work hard. If you're like this, you cannot achieve anything. Hard work is important. Not only hard work, smart work. Not like hard work. Sitting on the system hours and hours is also not okay. That is also not right. You need to enjoy the life also. Smart work. How can we do it? Smartly. That is important. Understood? Hard work will help you up to some extent, but smart work will lead you all your life. Okay? Again and again, I won't tell you again and again in the class, be regular in the class. I won't tell. That's not my job. My job is to train you. Am I teaching perfectly or not? Up to that extent only I'll bother. If you're not coming to the class, if you're not regular in the class, that is your headache. Are you clear? I won't again say about this. Okay? Are you really showing your gratitude to your parents? Think yourself first. Are you really showing the gratitude for your parents? First think about that. And then you decide whether you are doing correct or you are doing wrong. Okay, coming back. Yeah, what I'm telling you, we have a concept called as command line arguments. What is this command line arguments? Command line arguments, in the sense, it is an approach how we can pass input into a program. It's an approach how we can pass input into a program. Like you can pass some input into a program. Multiple inputs can be passed as input to a program. What is that? Multiple inputs can be passed into a program at a time, not like one value, one value. Multiple values can be passed at a time as input into a program. That's what we call as command line arguments. Okay, let me show you. I'm writing a program called params using system class params static void main. Okay, static void main. Now I'm not writing anything in this. Just look at the code. I'm not writing anything. A simple program. Right now, sir, there is nothing inside the main method. Not a problem. Not a problem, because compiler verifies the syntax. Syntax is perfect. You write anything, don't write, that your headache. Just compiler checks with the syntaxes. Now compile this code. Compiled. Now running the code. Params. See, look at this. Now, I want to give some input to this program. Generally, till now, giving input means we discussed like use console.write, enter a value, user enters, read line. That is how we are taken. The other way, how you can just take the input is, pass the input is, look guys, when you run a program, you can pass some values as input like this. You can pass some values as input like this. Look at this, I'm passing 5 values as input to the program. And these are called as command line arguments. What we call them? Command line arguments. How many values are you passing? 5 values. What type of values? Different types, not the same type. So what I'm trying to tell is you can pass any number of values like this, as well as you can pass any type of values like this. Any number of values you can pass, any type of values you can pass. Understood or not? Now, when I hit my enter key, all these values are loaded into the program now. All these values are loaded into the program. All the values comes into the program. Sir, where they are stored? You're telling all the values comes in the program. Where are they stored? If you want to capture those values, the main method should take a string array as a parameter. The main method should take a string array as a parameter. Remember, in the starting classes, we learned the syntax. The string array is optional. It's not mandatory. We never used it. Why to use it? This is what. Why I did not explain you earlier is, we don't know about arrays earlier. Last 2 days only we learned about the arrays. That's why I'm talking about them now. Now, all the 5 values here I passed here will come into the args. Args is the name of the array. Give any name you like, no props. Type must be string array. Args is just a name. Okay. Now, shall I print the values on the monitor? I'm printing it, see. For each. What type of values are there? Everything comes as string. Even read line also reads as string only. Now also string only. For each. String str in. What is the name? Args. Console dot write line str. Okay, see the difference now. Now, first time when I run, I did not get any output. Why? I did not write any code. Now you see, same code. Compile it, execute it. All 5 values came back again. Is a clear proof to you. What is it? The values went into the program now. Oh. Yes or not? Okay, we call them as what? Command line arguments. Where do we use it, sir? Where do we use it? Unknowingly, we are using this from day one. Unknowingly, we are using this from day one. From day one, yes. From day one, we are using this basically. Okay. What is that? How do you compile a program? CSC file name. What is CSC? C# compiler. And remember a point here, C# compiler is not born like you and me. C# compiler is not born like you and me. C# compiler is nothing but a program, csc.exe. When you're writing a program and compiling, what is that first .exe? Yes or not? Same way, the CSC is also an exe. It's an executable file. And this is going to compile your programs now. Okay, which file it will compile? It will compile the file what I pass as a command line argument now. See now, what is params.cs command line argument now? See, what is params? This is your exe file, correct? Huh? Tell me, what is this exe for this command line arguments for this? Understood? Huh? Unknowingly, we are using it from day one. These are command line arguments only. All these values will be taken into the program now. And means it will read the file name, compiles the file to it. It reads the file name and compiles the file. If not implemented like this, how the other way to implement? Just like our add nums. When I call add nums, asking you enter first number, enter second number. Same way, when I say CSC and hit enter, it has to ask you enter file name to compile. You'll type the file name and compile. Which one is easy? CSC file name is easier. You type CSC. Again, it will prompt you enter file name, type the file name. Which one is simple? That's what command line argument is simple. Got my point? Okay. So unknowingly, we are using it from day one. Command line arguments are used from day one. Next, what is the advantage? What is the advantage? Advantage is multiple inputs can be passed at a time, as in multiple values can be passed as input at a time. Multiple values can be passed as input at a time. For example, look at this, guys. You have written this program earlier for adding 2 numbers now. How many numbers can you add? 2 numbers. If I want to add 3 numbers, this program won't work. You're required to write another program now. If you want 4 numbers, another program, 5 numbers, or I want to add minimum 2, maximum 100. You're required to write 99 programs now. Are you ready? Are you ready to write 99 programs? Huh? Easy, huh? No, it's not easy to write that many number of programs here now. Yes or not? We'll write this add nums program in a new style now. Watch it. I'm writing the add nums program in a new style now. Watch it. It'll add you any number of numbers. It'll add you any number. Means any number. You give any number, it'll add and give you. You give 100 also, it'll add and give you. Are you clear? But how many programs I'll write? One program. And this program is going to add you any given set of numbers now. Clear? Watch. Just like add nums, let us call add params. We written add nums earlier. Now I'm writing add params. Okay. Using system class add params. Static void main. Static void main. Next, guys, StingX. Now, for this program, after compilation, can I run this like this? Yes or not? What are these? Command line arguments. All of them comes into args. What I want to do? I want to add all these numbers. I want to add all these numbers. How many are there? 5. Tomorrow can be 6, 10, 20. Are you clear? All these numbers should be added. Okay, come on, let's do. Double sum is equals to 0. I'm declaring a field here, double variable, double sum is equals to 0. Next, for each string str in args, I'm writing a loop now, and this loop will bring you 1 by 1 value now. Correct? First time, what will bring you? 10. Right? Second time, 20, 30, 40, 50. Can I write my code like this? Sum is equals to sum plus double dot ars of str. What is sum initially? 0. First time, what str contains? 10. 0 plus 10, 10. Next, 10 plus second value, 20. 10 plus 20, 30. Next, 30 plus third value, 30. 60. 60 plus fourth value, 40. 100. 100 plus fifth value, 50. 150. Means once the loop execution is completed, sum will contain the sum of all the numbers or not. Let me print the result now. That's all. Console dot write line sum of given is. Did you understand me? What will print you? Sum of given, how many numbers? 5 numbers or 6 numbers is the sum. What it prints, the result. Save it. That's all. Recompile, execute now. Pass any number of values you want. Choice is yours. I want to pass now I'm passing 3 numbers. 3 numbers. You pass 10 numbers, it will work. 100 numbers, it will work. Only thing is, each value should be separated by a space. Clearer or not? Now, which one is simple? Add nums, add params. Add params. Why? Add nums can be used only for adding 2 numbers, but add params can be used for adding n number of numbers. And you can watch. This is about command line arguments. Command line arguments. How do you pass? You pass it through your main method. You're going to pass it through the main method basically. Okay. And we call them as command line arguments. And this is the first program I shown you. Yeah, this is your first program, what I just shown you. And how to execute the program. They pass some values, man, any different things. Okay. And very importantly, we can pass any number of values as well as any type of values as command line arguments. Don't forget, we can pass any number of values as well as any type of values as command line arguments. But each value should be separated with a space. And all those values we pass will be captured in a string array. String array, nothing but args. Any name here, no problem, of main method. The values will come into the string array args of main method. In the above case, 100, hello, 34.56, A, and true, A, true. Are 5 values we supplied to main method of params class. Okay, as command line arguments. We supplied them as command line arguments to main method. And this is the second program what I shown you, adding a given set of numbers that are passed as command line arguments. Simple code here, just 4 lines code, that's all. 4 lines printing the appropriate values. Now, how to execute? Watch. Are you clear? This is your drive. There you are, folder. Run. Yeah. Get length of 1 will not work for jagged arrays. Yesterday I said you, Suman. Get length of 1 will not work for jagged arrays. Yes or not? What did I say? Only get length of 0 works. Get length of 1 will not work for jagged arrays. How to call? ARR dot get length of I. We need to pass that. ARR dot get length of I. is what we require to pass. We cannot use get length of what we should use is ARR of I dot length. I'm sorry, ARR of I dot length. Get length of one will not work. Print and see, you'll get error. Okay, guys. Till now, we are writing all our code using Notepad. We are writing all our code using Notepad. But going forward, we don't write code in Notepad, man. Going forward, we don't write code in the Notepad. Notepad we don't use for writing the code. Then what's it? Actually, for writing up the code, we just use an IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, called as Visual Studio. What is it? Visual Studio. We just use an IDE called as Visual Studio. Okay, already you have installed Visual Studio on your machines. Only thing is, we did not use it. We did not use it. What are we using till now? Command prompt and writing the code, Notepad and writing the code. But we require to go for using an IDE called as Visual Studio for writing the code. Okay, how to use the Visual Studio, we'll see it today. Already you installed your Visual Studio now, and currently it is going to be Visual Studio 2022. It is Visual Studio 2022. That's what you already installed. Guys, watch it, how to work with the Visual Studio. Search for Visual Studio on your machine. Visual Studio. As I said to you earlier, try to create a shortcut on your desktop. Just for command prompt we created now, same way create a shortcut on your desktop. Yeah, I have it in my desktop. Okay. Now open the Visual Studio. When you open the Visual Studio, all of you, the left-hand side will be empty for you. You won't see anything in the left-hand side. You won't see anything in the left-hand side. Just only focus on what you get on the right side. These are the 4 options you see in the right side. Okay. All of you, remember this. Applications that we develop under Visual Studio, are called as projects. We call them as a project. And a project is nothing but a collection of items. What is a project? A project is nothing but a collection of items. Sir, what is this item? Item is nothing but a class. Array, items are nothing but files here. And under the file you write your classes now. Did you understand me? An item is nothing but a file. An item is nothing but a file. And a file contains your class. You're going to define the classes inside of it. Okay. So what I'm telling you, project is a collection of items or files. And a file contains class in it. Got the point? Okay. So now what do you want to do? You want to create a new project or open an existing project? I did not create a project at all. How can I open an existing project now? What to do? Create a new project. Guys, here is your option. Create a, click on that. Okay. Now here also, when you open this, when you just open this, just a minute. Yeah, this is how you see. When you open this is how you see. Create a new project. And in the other side, it will give you options to choose what type of project you want to create. You want to create a console application project, web application project, mobile application project, GUI project, what project you want. Also, which language you want, because the .NET is a collection of languages. So which language you want? Are you clear? and you want to build an application for which platform, Windows platform or Linux platform or Mac platform or what platform you want to, it'll ask you all these things. Look, the 3 drop down list on the top. First, what is it asking? All languages. Under these all languages, see now, giving you the list of languages now. I'm selecting C#. Okay, now immediately other languages are filtered. Next, all platforms. Asking you, what do you want to build now? I want to build for an Android. I want to build for Android. I want to build an application for Azure. I want to build an application for iOS. I did not install on my system. Okay, I want to build an application for Linux. I want to build an application for Mac. Okay, and I want to build an application for a tvOS. I did not install. I want to build an application for Windows. Is the most common thing. You want to install Xbox. You know Xbox? Xbox is a Microsoft gaming virtual gaming device. Virtual gaming device for Microsoft Xbox. Okay, I did not install them. I did not get it. So generally, what do you select? Windows. Now it will ask you what type of project you want to build. Leisure, cloud, console, desktop, games, IoT, libraries. What do you want to build? A web, giving you a big list. You're building console now. Later we'll see Windows also. Okay, console. And see, now it will filter and show you a set of projects. Now see, filtered now. All are not coming, only few projects are coming. Notice that the ones after filtering, all projects are not coming in the list. Only few projects are coming. Actually, day by day, in every version, Microsoft is adding new things. It is adding new things. Actually, when I taken the screenshot, when I taken my screenshot here, console application projects means only 2 projects used to be. Are you clear? But now, today we have 4 options. So I put screenshots for everything, but something maybe a little bit different. Don't be confused. So this is the first screen. Create a new project. Second screen, what comes to you? Choose your language, platform, and also project type. Choose your language, C#, and the platform select Windows, and project type select console. Now it will filter you and shows you the options what you want. Okay, now fine. Now what have we selected? Console. Click on the. I'm selecting console. And all of you, one more thing I want to tell you. It will show you 2 consoles. One is console app, one is console app .NET framework. .NET framework means old one. Console app means latest, core, not core 7, .NET 7, latest. Don't select this one, but I will show you how to work with these projects also going forward. Okay, now select what? Console app. Just a minute. Okay. So select what? Console app. Click on the next button. When you click on the next button, it will ask you configure your new project. First, it is asking you, what is the name of the project? Give any name you like. I'm giving the name as first project. Any name here, no props. Asking you the location where you want to save it. Enter your location now. What is your location? We are in E drive, C# 7. Clearer or not? Next. Third one, it will ask you solution name. Ignore it. Don't touch that. I'll talk about it later. Are you clearer or not? Ignore it. I'll talk about it later. So what you require to enter? Project name, location. Clearer or not? Okay. So in the bottom it's showing you a project will be created in so and so location. It will tell you. Click on the next button. Now when you click on the next button, here it will ask you which version do you want to build your application. Which version do you want to build your application? Actually, I asked you, don't install any out of support options. Nah? Yes or not? I already said you don't select any out of support. So if you don't select any out of support, what you get is only the latest. What you get is only the latest. But suppose in your company, tomorrow you go in the company, if you are working with any old version, can happen. Okay, then you will find all this. Actually, to show you I install, I don't require all these things. But tomorrow, if you're working in your company where they're using any old version, then you'll find all these options also. Okay, these are all out of support, man. Clearer or not? This is .NET 6. This is .NET 7. These two are currently in usage. Latest is .NET 7. Clear, everyone? The latest is .NET 7. Okay, what will go forward is using .NET 7 only. And remember, see, listen carefully. .NET 7 means C# 11. .NET 7 means C# 11. .NET 6 means C# 10. Are you clearer or not? .NET 5 means C# 9. Have you checked out your notes? I have given that list earlier. When I just talked about C# long back in the starting classes, introduction to C#, on that day, I just given that list to you. Your notes contain that information. If you are working with the .NET framework, the last version that works is 7.3. If you're working with the .NET Core 2X series, means 2.0, 2.1, then also 7.3. In .NET Core 3, what came? C# 8. In .NET 5, C# 9. .NET 6, C# 10. .NET 7, C# 11. Tomorrow if .NET 8 comes, C# 12 can come. Not guaranteed. May come, may not come. If everything comes like this, version should be same now. Tomorrow they may launch, they may not launch also. Okay, but we're just these are the different versions what we just have. So if I select a 7 means which version? C# 11. If I select 6 means C# 10. If I select 5 means C# 9. Coming to C# 10 here, coming to C# 10. Programmer point of view, Microsoft made a lot of changes. I repeat, coming to C# 10. Programmer point of view, Microsoft made a lot of changes. Sir, what are the changes Microsoft has made? What are the changes Microsoft has made? Okay, let me tell you, I'll show you. Watch. So suppose all of you guys observe, if I select here 6.0, 7.0, in the bottom you are finding a checkbox. Did you notice it? Do not use the top level statement something. But if I use 5.0, the checkbox is not coming. Means what is that? That is coming in 6.0, 7.0 means that is a feature added in 6.0. That is a feature added in And continuing in 7.0 also means in 5.0 that feature is not there. What is that, sir? What is that? I'll tell you. So what is selected now? 5.0. Guys, we will use 7.0 only. Just for your understanding, I'm showing you. Concentrate. What is selected? 5.0. Click on create button. Click on create button. We'll create a project, and the project comes with one default class called program. The project comes with a default class called as program. Watch it. The project is created with a default class called program. Program.cs is the file name now. Array project is a collection of items or files. It's a file now. Under the class. Program is your class. You understood now why I did not open Visual Studio on the day one? What will you write here? It will write everything and give you. Then nothing for you to write now. Only run the code. That's all. Then when will you understand? What are the keywords I should use? Where should I use uppercase? Where should I use lowercase? Where should I use Pascal case? That is why I made you practice with Notepad. Okay. Watch carefully. You know about the main method. I don't require to give you any explanation. Clear? And just now only I explained you about that is not mandatory, optional. Because string args is there. It is not mandatory. I should pass values, man. Because string args is there, it is not mandatory. I need to pass that. If you use it, you may pass, may not pass. If you don't use, you can never pass. But if you use it, if required, will pass. Otherwise, leave it, no problem. Okay. And inside it has a statement console.writeLine hello world. You know this. I don't require it. Now look at the class. We know class program. What is this, sir? Modifier. What is that? Remember the syntax? Modifiers, class name. Modifiers are optional. Modifiers are optional. What are the modifiers? Public, private, internal. These are all called as modifiers. So it has a default modifier now. What is modifier? Internal. Internal means what is the meaning? You know, this class is accessible anywhere in the project. The class is accessible anywhere in the project. But if I make it public, the class is accessible outside the project also. Scopes here, scope. That's what we call as scope. Say you're taken a mobile SIM that has a national roaming within the country, anywhere go. Out of the country, it doesn't work now. If you want out of the country, you're required to go for international roaming now. Then only it will work. Same way, international roaming with public. National roaming means internal. Internal within the project means within the country. That's called internal. Are you clearer or not? The default scope is internal. Even I don't use internal, then also it is internal only. Did you catch my point or not? Means we have defined till now 14, 15 classes, nearly some 15, 20 classes we defined already in the notepad now. All are internal only. All are internal. The default scope is internal. We did not use now. You don't use the default scope will come now. What is the default scope? Internal. The default scope of all the types in a project is internal. Remember this. But still, Studio will tell you internal. You remove it also, it's internal only. Okay now? Now, are you clear till now? What is new? What is new? The new thing what you'll notice is namespace. This is new. And do you remember? Namespace is a logical container of types. Yes or not? Namespace is a logical container of types, which is used for grouping. Guys, in a project, I'm writing a set of classes. In a project, I'm writing a set of classes. All these classes comes under this project now. Means all are going to be grouped together with a namespace. I said you about this earlier, guys. Listen, I'll tell you in simple words. Project is a family. Project is a family. All the items are members of the family. All the members of the family will have a surname. Na? Your surname is physical or logical. Your surname is a physical or logical. Your surname is not physical now. You have a surname now. Is there any person present with the name? That's only to group your family. Ambanis. That's the name now. Grouping the family now. Are you getting my point or not? Okay, project is a family. And namespace is like surname. And your family name and your surname will be same here. Correct or not? Ambanis. And that is the surname for all the person in the family now. Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, Dhirubhai Ambani, Tina Ambani. Everyone has that Ambani as it. Understood my point here? Now who is the family now? Project. What is my project name? First project. And that is only your surname also. That's only your surname in the sense namespace name. So now everyone born in the family will have that surname automatically now. Every class you define in the project will automatically have this namespace name now. You write another class in the project. That also comes under the same namespace. Clear? And forget that this is only for grouping. This is not physical. This is logical. What is physical? Project is physical. Namespace is logical. Now can you understand this one? Microsoft created a project with the name called as System. Listen carefully. Microsoft created a project with the name called System. In the project, they defined all the classes to us. What class? Console class, convert class, array class, string class, object class. All are defined inside the project now. Means, what is the project name? System. Means automatically the namespace is system now. That's what a system.console, system.array, system.string, system.object, system.convert. All are having that name as their namespace name. Are you clearer or not? So this is the console class now. Predefined, user defined. Right click on this and you'll find an option called as go to definition. Go to definition. It will show you the code of the class. It will show you the code of the class. Code in the sense, it won't show you source code, just only signatures of the contents will be shown. And all of you watch. Namespace system means they are written in a project called system now. Yes or not? All are created in a project called system. So automatically we have a namespace called system. See, console is defined in system. Same way, convert. Are you guys clearer? That also coming under system now? Like this, whatever. See, string, system, object, system, array, system. All are in the system only. Means under that project only define all this. Understood namespace, all of you? Yes or not? Okay. See, you remember in the first day when I explained you about system.console.writeline, I already clearly said you. All predefined classes are defined under some namespace. We will also define classes in namespace, and I will show you that process when we start working with Visual Studio. Go and read your notes. In the notes also mentioned. We will see the process when start working with Visual Studio. Now you're working with Visual Studio, and now I'm introducing you namespaces to you. Is it clear? It's not physical, it is only logical. Grouping all these things together. To tell all are under system, under the project called system, we tell all this belongs to the namespace called system. Namespace system means project name system. Okay now? (2019) is also okay, Saujanya, but latest features may not work. Your 2019 means 6.0 will work, I think. Check it out. 7 will not work, 6.0 will work. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts still? You're not remaining everything now. Only one thing new, guys. What is that new? What is the new? Namespace. Remaining all is same. So how to run this project? If you want to run, you need to first save, compile, execute. Correct? Huh? Save, compile, execute. All these three in a single shot. All these three in a single shot. Control F5. Save, compile, execute. Everything happens. Showing you the output on the top. See, hello world. And then it is telling press any key to continue. Nothing here. The project launched the command window to show the output. The project launched the command window to show the output. Why? It's a console application. If you open a web application, what happens, the project will launch a browser to show the output. Got it or not? If you develop a web application, the project will launch a browser to show the output. Mine is a console application. That's a project launched a command window to show the output. Launched it, showing the output and telling if you're done, press any key, it will close off the window. Just press it, enter any key, you're back again in the project. Understood or not? How to run the code? Control plus F5. Or otherwise, you can run in another way also. What is it? F5. Without using Control F5, we have another option called as F5. I'll tell you the exact difference between the two, but you can also use F5. But see, concentrate on the screen, all of you. F5. Open the command window, shows the output, immediately closes. You can't see the output now. Control F5 will hold the screen. F5 will not hold the screen. In C language also we have this problem. Do you remember? To resolve this problem, in the last line of the main, we used to write get ch. Yes or not? If I use get ch, the screen won't close. If you don't use get ch, output will come and screen will close off. Same like this. Here we should say console.read. Just like get ch. Why to use it, sir? If you use this, you can use F5 only. No need control F5 now. What you can use? F5. See? This won't show any extra things on it. But if I use control F5, I'll see all these messages and all. But if I use F5, I won't see anything. Only my output will come. That's all. Understood? Third option, how you can run. Clear? Control F5, F5. Third option. This is your menu bar, right? In the below menu bar, what you'll have toolbar. Here you'll have cut, copy, paste. In every application, you'll find a toolbar. Nah. Here you'll find your project name. You can click on this and also run. You can click on this and also run. This is also F5 only. This is also F5 only. Means simply come here, click on this also, it runs. Clear? Otherwise, you'll find here a menu called as debug. A menu called as debug. In the debug, you'll have an option. Start debugging. F5 is called start debugging. Control F5 is called as start without debugging. What is start debugging? What is start without debugging? I'll show you. We'll explain about it. But you'll find the two options here also. Simple. Remember the shortcuts here. Easy. F5. That's all. F5 will automatically run the code. Otherwise, just click here. It will just run your code. Are you guys clear how to run a project? Yes or not? Understood about this? Next. Sir, you said a project is a collection of items. A project is a collection of items. Items in the sense files. Now I have one file, program.cs. Can I add another file in the project? Can I add another file in the project and define one more class? Yeah, a project can contain any number of classes. How's that how to do? Watch. The Visual Studio is very beautifully designed by Microsoft. There are so many windows in the Visual Studio. Will be sitting in different corners of the studio. There are so many windows in the Visual Studio sitting in different corners of the studio. Watch here. You see in the left corner, you'll find two things called Server Explorer and Toolbox. Yes or not? These windows will populate as required. In the sense, if I click on the Server Explorer comes out. Again, I go back, heights, Toolbox. Same way. Now see, right side now, diagnostic tools, properties. Notifications. It is giving a notification. What is that? Or you have a latest update. If you want to install the latest update. Latest update is available. Mine is 17.5.2, I think. Now it is showing me 17.53 is available. You can update it. Just I'm clicking on update and close. Once I close Visual Studio, it will update. Okay, leave it. Next we have Solution Explorer. This is the most important window for us. It is the heart of the studio. It is the heart of the studio. Here it will show you the project and the contents of the project. Can you see the project now? And under that we have one file. What is the file? Program.cs. If you don't find the Solution Explorer on the right, don't panic. Go to View menu, and in the View menu, you'll find Solution Explorer. Clear or not? Okay. Using this Solution Explorer only, we'll be doing all the project management now. Adding, deleting, if you want to rename, or if you want to view the contents, every time the Solution Explorer only will help you. Are you clear? Okay, watch now. What I want to do, I want to add a new class. I want to add a new class. Watch. Right click on the project. Right click on the project. Add. Project is a collection of items. Sir, not file. No, don't call file. Item. What is this? Click on this. It opens a window called. And these are the various items you can add in a project. You can add a class. You can add an interface. A lot. You can add a JavaScript file. You can add a HTML text file. You can add a CSS file. You can add a XML file. You can add a HTML file or a whatnot here. Everything can be added. That is why it is not telling you file. What are you telling? Items. They are various items now. I can create a icon file. I can create an installer. You know, installer, when you double click on anything, when you download a software, how do you install? That also it will provide you. Everything. That's what is integrated. Means everything will come here now. All options. Okay, we will see so many options going forward. But first day, let's start with the class. Now that this class requires a name now, come the bottom, it'll ask you. Name of the class. What is the name you want to give? You want to give any name you want to give or leave it? No problems. We'll change it going forward. Okay. Now I'm simply leaving it as class 1. This my class name is class 1. Click on the add button in the bottom. It'll add you a class. Watch it. Added a class. And also it was just writing a set of input statements. We need them going forward, but today first one is enough. Remaining all are not required. You leave them also no problem. You delete them also no problem. First one is important. We already know. We need the rest also going forward, but today I don't require. So let me delete. If you leave also nothing happens here. You can see namespace. Another person born in the family have the surname now. Are you clear? This is name of the class. What next? Static void main console dot right line second class in the project. Are you guys clear? Second class in the project. Understood? Like this, you can define any number of classes. You can define any number of classes in your project. You want your completed working on this. Add another class. Write the code in the class now. Are you guys clear? Yes or not? Okay. Well, try opening the studio. Look at the projects. Try to open a project and run in the process what I said. Understood my point here? I'll tell you more about it in the next session. We'll talk more on the studio in the next session. Let me stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. Kumar, install the latest. Install the latest, Kumar.